Okay, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. This is a regular meeting of the Kings County Board of Supervisors. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Neves,
Here.
Richard Valley,
Here.
Doug Buffoon,
Here.
Rusty Robinson,
Here.
Robert Thayer's absent.
4 members present, 1 absent. If you'd all please rise for invocation from Pastor Nate Ferrier. Your pastor, chaplain, priest?
I answered pretty much anything. Good morning. Let us pray. Father God, thank you again for today and for the rain we had recently and for this board of directors. Lord, just ask that you would bless them, guide them, and direct them. Lord, we lift up Andrew Nunez, deputy from San Bernardino County, who was shot and killed yesterday. Lord, we pray for his family and his friends, Lord, and we ask that you would bring comfort to them and that you would work in that situation. Lord, we lift up all of our first responders, not only just in Kings County, but across our nation. And we ask that you would put a protection around them, that you would go before them, Lord God, and you would clear the path for them and make them safe, Lord, and bring them home to their families. And lastly, Lord, we just thank you for this county. We thank you for all the people that live here. And we are grateful for your son, Jesus Christ, who died for us. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please follow me as we salute our nation's flag.
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. We'll move on now to unscheduled appearances. This is an opportunity for members of the public to address the board on items of interest within the board's jurisdiction and which have not already put on the agenda. The board will not answer questions impromptu, and concerns and complaints will be referred to the appropriate staff. For items which are on the agenda, members of the public will be provided an opportunity to address the board when each item is brought up for discussion. Speakers are allowed 2 minutes. Do we have any speaker cards?
I have no written correspondence. The first speaker card I have is Alex C. Walker.
Alex C. Morning, Alex.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. As I get my podium up here, so talking level, I just wanted to respectfully speak on behalf of the Rotary Club of Lemoore and give one more last final push reminder to you and our incredible community for our upcoming crab feed on November 8th. It is how we build beds for children sleeping on the floor, donate dictionaries and books to local schools and other community areas. That's also how we do our new little free libraries. There's a couple around Lemoore. 2 are Dr. Seuss themed, which is incredibly exciting. 1 at Freedom Elementary and then 1 outside the rec center in Lemoore. And we also have our very first groundbreaking one, which is at Lemoore Christian Aid. Tickets are $90 each, and it's all you can eat crab, tri-tip, and more. Really hope that you consider coming to this incredible event. I do have tickets on me in person if anyone in Chambers is interested in buying their tickets today, but you can contact your friendly local Rotarian and they'll be able to provide you tickets. With that, I respectfully yield the rest of my time and thank you for your time. Thank you.
Next Saturday, next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
All right. I'll see you there. All you can eat, right? If I sit there, can you go get it for me and bring it to me? All right. All right. Do we have anybody else?
I have no other speaker cards, and it doesn't appear anyone online has their hand raised.
Anybody in the audience? Uh-oh. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. I'm here for something else a little bit later, but I just wanted to talk briefly about the Kings County Family Support Group. As most of you know, when somebody is diagnosed with a mental health disorder, it doesn't just impact that individual, it impacts their entire family. And out of that, about 15 years ago, the Family Support Group was born here in Kings County. It's a group of family members who have had a lived experience with supporting someone with a mental illness. Pardon me. It's a very supportive environment. We've had roughly 90 people now come through that program, and it is very uplifting. We meet the first and third Tuesdays of every month in the behavioral health building. And I would encourage anybody who has been impacted by this, come and see us, because you'll find a very supportive atmosphere there for that will help you navigate some of the systems that you might not be aware of.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the audience have anything they'd like to add to the meeting today? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next item, which is item 3, approval of the minutes. Report out of closed session from regular meeting, October 21st, 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There was a report out. There was a motion by Supervisor Verboen with a second from Supervisor Robinson approving an agreement for services between Kings County Cornerstone Community Alcohol and Other Drug Recovery Systems, Inc. and the Diaz Law Firm, Inc. Each supervisor voted in favor, with Supervisor Thayer absent.
Thank you very much. Any questions on that? Okay, move on now to item B, approval of the minutes from regular meeting, October 21st, 2025. Moved by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Neves. Any questions, comments? Any questions from the audience? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboen.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Okay, 4 in favor, 1 absent. Move on now to consent calendar. All items listed on consent calendar are considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. If a board member has a question or requests additional information or wishes to comment on the item, the vote should not be taken up until after all questions have been addressed or comments made, and the public has that opportunity to comment on the calendar. What's the board's pleasure?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Moved by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Robinson. Any questions from the audience? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley. Doug Verboen.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
4 in favor, 1 absent. We'll go down to administration. First item, consider rejecting the claim for damages filed by Power Properties.
No, that was part of the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Regular calendar. Sorry about that. Item 5, Behavioral Health Department. Oh,
Just
there
like
again.
that penny, he keeps coming back.
Are you getting paid for this?
I wish. Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. My name is Ken Baird. I'm appearing on behalf of the Kings County Behavioral Health Advisory Board to submit to you the board's 2024 annual report. The primary duties of the advisory board is to provide a voice to the behavioral health department for mental health services, for those in need of mental health services and members of the community who live with substance abuse disorders. Briefly, in the report before you is a summary of the activities of the advisory board. Some of the highlights of our, some of the highlights were an extensive review and revision of the board's bylaws to address some structural issues that we had and to bring us into compliance with current legal requirements. In 2024, recruitment and retention and membership continued to be an issue. To that end, the board reduced the membership from 13 to 10, which helped with a reduced need for recruitment and made it easier to maintain a quorum. We also revived the practice of holding an annual retreat where we reviewed the Brown Act and Robert's Rules of Order. We discussed statutory requirements of the board and received additional information on programs, services, and funding of KCBH. Throughout the year, the board reviewed systems of care and services offered by KCBH. In our report, you'll find a chart of meetings and discussion topics from those meetings. At this time, I would like to, on behalf of the board, to thank Dr. Lisa Lewis, Christy Lupke, and the staff of the Behavioral Health Department for the wealth of information they provided and their willingness to answer any and all questions, as well as their sincere consideration of suggestions offered by board members. Finally, and on behalf of all those who struggle with mental health and substance abuse issues in our county, I would like to thank your board for your continued support of these services that are so vital to the communities that we serve. And with that, I would like to respectfully submit to you the 2024 Behavioral Health Advisory Board Annual Report. I'd be happy to answer any questions that I can.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Any comments? We thank you for your services.
Thank
and
you.
Your knowledge and all your history you've gained over the years.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Do you have any questions from the audience? None? I'll bring it back to the board for direction.
Move to accept.
Second. Moved by Supervisor Neff, second by Supervisor Valley. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley, Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Okay, 4 in favor, 1 absent. Next item is going to be District Attorney's Office, and we have Alex C. Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Good morning. Alex C. Walker, now wearing my County of Kings hat, with the privilege of speaking on behalf of the District Attorney's Office this morning for a resolution before your board that declares October 2025 as Kings County Domestic Violence Awareness Month. This is an incredibly serious issue that plagues our community and our country. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men in our country have suffered physical violence by an intimate partner, and domestic violence impacts people in every age, ethnicity, nationality, economic status, and belief. Domestic violence is a serious issue, and by passing this resolution, the county reaffirms its dedication to providing a community where no one suffers the pain and hardship caused by domestic violence. And it recognizes the advocates, victim service providers, and organizations who support these survivors and affirms their dignity. This resolution has been approved as a form by County Council. It's at this time that we respectfully request that your board adopt a resolution proclaiming the month of October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Passion. Any questions on the board? Any questions from the audience? Okay, I'll look for a motion. Motion by, good question?
No, the only comment I was going to say, I believe they wanted to take a photo, and staff is here from victim witness if we want to
Okay.
invite them up to the well.
You want to vote on it first?
Yes.
Okay. Motion by Supervisor Neff, second by Supervisor Valley. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Supervisor Valley, Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
4 in favor. 4 in favor, 1 absent. Item passes. Okay, we'll go down the well, take a picture. You want to go down us in the well, or you want to do it up here? We'll go down there.
Had to airdrop it. Maybe IT. Oh, exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. We'll go to the next item, which is election. Lupe Villa.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Lupe Villa with the Elections Department. I come before you to ask for the acceptance of Ordinance 719. Ordinance 719 was drafted by County Council at my request to allow for the requirement of electronic FPC filings. As mentioned in my report, the Political Reform Act of 1974 requires that specified candidates, committees, lobbyist firms, and other entities which file campaign statements and reports with local filing officers will be required to file electronically. By mentioning local filing officers, that is the Elections Department locally. Does not apply to any city within the County of Kings. They have their own filing officer, which is the city clerk. On January 1st, 2013, Assembly Bill 2452 was enacted, which authorizes local jurisdictions to require an elected officer, candidate, committee, or other person required to file specific statements, reports, or FPC documents to file such documents online or electronically. AB 2452 also prescribes criteria that must be satisfied by local government agencies that requires online or electronic filing. Some of the requirements are that the filing system must be free of charge, to all filers must be free and available for public viewing, and that the system implementation include end user procedures, meaning we'll be providing training to anyone who's required to use the system. Fast forward to January 1st, 2021, Senate Bill 2151 added Section 84616 to the California Government Code that enacted of Senate Bill 2152 applies the requirement of 72 hours of online posting to all local governments. Meaning, my office required to post online a redacted statement of the FPPC form filed within 72 hours of the filing, and it also requires that a copy of such filing be made available 4 years after the filing. And that is what we do today. So anytime we get FPPC form, we got to redact and then post it within 72 hours, and it stays in our system for 4 years thereafter. Ordinance 719, which I'm introducing to your board today, will require that all elected officials, candidates, committees, or other parties required to file reports, statements, or other FPPC documents do so in an electronic format, meaning online. The requirement would only apply to parties that have received contributions of $2,000 or more, or that have made a contribution of $1,000 or more in independent expenditures. Those parties are still required to file, but not electronically. We can ask, so if you have someone who files and it's under the 2,000 threshold or $1,000 threshold, they can file on paper, but we can ask them to file electronically if they please to do so. It's up to them. Anyone over that threshold will be required to do electronically. To match current FPPC requirements, Ordinance 719 would also require a 24-hour electronic filing disclosure for contributions received by or made to a candidate of $1,000 or more, and a 10 business day reporting period for contributions received or made to a candidate exceeding $5,000. Keep in mind, the 24-hour period only applies when we're in an election cycle period, meaning 90 days prior to an election. The 10-day rule applies when outside the election cycle. Anytime outside the 90-day period before an election, it's a 10-day rule, and that's what we have today. It's always been in place. It's not something new. As of today, my office serves as a filing officer for approximately 147 elected officials, serving over 174 incumbents that includes all county elected officials, yourselves, Superior Court judges, school districts, and special districts. Ordinance 719 would eliminate manual processing of posting of the specific statements, reports, or other FPPC filings as they become very involved. We get them all the time. It takes a lot of our time from the office to do this process. So the Ordinance 719 would allow us to concentrate on other election functions and not on the FPPC redactment and posting as required. Ordinance 719 would also allow members of the public to view any FPPC filing online, and it would also allow candidates or committee to file their respective FPPC forms without having to visit our office and having to deal with us. That in itself is a benefit. They don't have to come to our office. You can be on the beach somewhere and you are due to submit your file. You can do it electronically by your phone. Acceptance of the introduction of Ordinance 719 would allow me to return on Tuesday, November 4th, which is Election Day, to ask for the adoption of Ordinance 719. The requirement posting have been met, and the Ordinance 719 has been reviewed and approved by County Council as to form. I respectfully ask for your acceptance of the introduction of Ordinance 719, and I'm available to answer any questions.
Thank you, Lupe. Any question or comments?
Question.
Vice Valley.
Good morning, Mr. Villa.
Good
So
morning.
basically, this is everything pretty much that any elected official already has to do. But this, at the end of the day, this is going to be something that's going to be more readily available to the public, but also to the clerks who do some of the Form 700s. This is software that's going to be available to admin.
No, so the vendor that we identify is called NetFile. NetFile does offer the 700 filing module. We didn't purchase that module. We only got the one for campaign disclosures, which is for elected officials like yourselves.
Yeah.
I did spoke to the clerk about this. We can do a trial run and see how this works. It is charged by users. So, talking about, funding for the clerk to secure such module would be something that admin would have to take
Okay,
on.
so now I understand. So this is for reporting incoming campaign contribution,
Absolutely.
campaign expenditures.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And I know this is hard for people who aren't used to this and they run for office and end up getting in trouble. there's senators and assembly members right now. If you go to FPPC's website, you'll see a whole list of senators and assembly members and judges who fail to fill out these reports.
Yep.
And you see the notices online. I was just on there about a month ago taking a look at that.
Yep.
But I pay thousands of dollars since January 2008. I hired a campaign accountant out of Sacramento. I still have that company to this day. They take care of all my stuff. I get a check, take a picture of it, email it. They file my report, 24-hour cycle. But I'm for this, Mr. Chair. Anything that makes it easier for people who don't go that far, but try to do it on their own, to help them out. Because again, you can get in real trouble not following these rules.
Well, just to add to that, we do have filers within Kings County that fail to file on time, both candidates and current incumbents that, for whatever reason may be. I'm not there to ask questions as to why you failed to file, but we do keep track of those that do not file on time. And it's their responsibility, not ours. My responsibility is to ensure that they meet the requirement of filing online or by the deadline. This opportunity would not only take us to the 21st century. I mean, we're falling behind. This technology at its best, and we should in Kings County take advantage of that. And I think it's a great benefit to my office and to the public and to those folks that are wanting to run for office. I think the notion of running for office is not considered in depth when you're considering running for office. It's very intimidating. It's a very challenging process that some folks might face, and dealing with FPPC in itself is intimidating. Believe me, I can attest to that. So this would help them out. If someone was to come to our office who wants to run for any seat that they may see fit for them, we would walk them through this process and explain to them that everything would be electronically, or online, so they can know they know which way to go to. So we don't anticipate this being a challenge for us. My office, my staff is ready to implement the program. If we were to introduce or accept the introduction today and then the adoption on November 4th, we have the vendor ready to upload the documents that we need to upload, and training would be provided. Training can be provided one-on-one. Training can be provided online. There's training modules on the website for NetFile that you can do it from the comfort of your own home, and he walk you right through the process. If someone was to walk to the office and ask questions about FPPC, we would guide them and coach them, but we will not be providing any type of legal advice. We're not attorneys, and we're not there to provide legal advice. So that would be up to the candidate or to that person. So.
Supervisor Robinson.
You just answered it, Lupe, but just to reiterate, your office will help folks through the process, right? You're not just going to refer us to the FPPC, right?
Right. That is our intent. And it's been we do that today. If there is a simple question of a FPPC form, we go through the form with the candidate or the person, make sure it's completed correctly. Again, we don't provide any type of legal advice. If they want to ask about reporting X property or monies, we don't give advice in regards to that. We can't. That's legal, and they should contact an attorney, not us. But yes, we would provide them through that process. Most definitely provide them through the process of going online, creating an account, and then using the system itself. Yeah. That is our intent. Yeah. I hope that my staff can train myself to do something like that too, because it is a changing process. It is a change for current folks that are holding office and those that are wishing to file for future offices. So it's a changing process, and it's going to be something we have to learn and implement.
So this is a separate online deal that we already do now. So we do our forms now online with the government.org. But this is only for when you receive income for your campaign contributions. Correct?
Yep. So
you can do it within 24 hours of receiving a campaign contribution.
Absolutely.
Putting it on paper, bringing it down, dropping it off, we just do it online. And that's a separate online deal, or we have to go to the county website or FPPC?
Well, you would create an account with NetFile. And that account,
another process then.
Right. So you would have to come to our office and drop off your forms like you normally do today. You would just do it online.
So
and
you'll send that out to all the electeds.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So when you come back to file for office, for example, 3 seats are up this cycle. When you guys come back in as incumbents to file for office, we would tell you at that point, when we forward, this is what you're gonna do. We'll give you the FPC packet with the instructions of the new process, and then answer any questions you may have during that time or after you leave the office. You can always call us and we can walk you right through the process, but we'll catch them as they come into the office. Some folks might not want to file again or run for office again.
And then you still got, at that point, you still got to file paperwork with FPPC to close out your committee. Because if you don't do that, then you get in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, Mr. Chair, but I found out earlier this year, before, again, going back to 08, I've had one committee and one FPPC ID number. And they would just let you roll over 2008 for supervisor, 2012, 2016. Now, every term you got to close out your committee and open a new one, which I found that out this year and how to do that. You can't just say so-and-so for supervisor 2028. You got to start a new committee, and there's more paperwork right there to do that. So
Online paperwork, or you got to go?
well, again, I pay an accountant. He just takes care of all that.
Your accountant will love it.
I don't have
because you
to
don't have
do
to
this.
do- I
I
mean,
just
this-
pay to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's again, it's technology is something that is available to us, and I personally feel that we should take advantage of it. It's going to reduce a lot of our staff investment into these forms. So he'll do the redaction for us. He'll do the posting for us. He'll keep it online for us. So it makes
Plus,
sense.
some people, they try to do that by hand, right? And
Yeah.
write it out and
Yeah.
all that in. This,
I'll
right
be more
here
than
is
happy to show you some of the penmanship that we have to try to break down and read. So none of you guys, of course, not till after the vote. So.
Okay, any other questions? Have a direction? Moved by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Valley. Any question, audience? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
He
Didn't say waive the reading, so we're gonna make him read it?
I'll be back November 4th to requesting the adoption of the ordinance. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on now to item passes, 4 in favor, 1 absent. Move on now to item D, Information Technology Department, John Devlin. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Chair and fellow board members. Before you, we have a personal computing refresh purchase. Give you a little overview. Back in January of 24, the board approved a reallocation of $900,000 from the general fund reserves entrusted for technology sustainability to fund the computer hardware refresh program. This allows a portion of the county's PC equipment inventory to be replaced every year. Keeping up to date is important to meet increasing security requirements without affecting employee productivity. Each year, the IT department replaces a portion of the inventory to retire the older computers that are at or near end of useful life. The fiscal impact, the cost to purchase the equipment quoted at $157,258 will be funded through that PC replacement budget unit, 195,100. The appropriation is from the IT Internal Service Fund assigned fund balance. Try saying that fast. Participating departments will reimburse this purchase over the next 5 years, including a 5% increase for future sustainability. The annualized cost of $33,025 per fiscal year is included in the requested budgets for fiscal years 25-26 through fiscal year 2031-32. I won't read all the background, but the important part is the last sentence, that there's 66 computers total that were replaced under this program. And this year's total, we have 21 desktops, 45 laptops, and various monitors. It's kind of important to note, though, that we're doing more laptops than desktops, and that's so if users want to work from home, they can, or if there's an emergency, they can be mobile. So, and with that, I'll take any questions.
Any questions for John?
Other quick one. So these days, what do you consider the useful life of the computer?
It's 5 years. It's kind of pushing it 5 years for laptops, but if you notice, in the full packet, the specs that we spec out, they're pretty beefy, and that's so that they'll last for that 5 years. We do also get them with the warranty for 5. The manufacturers don't warranty them for after 5 years, so that should tell you about the useful life of them. The good news is a lot of these laptops, especially now that they don't have hard disk drives, they actually have memories, the SSD memory. they don't break down nearly as much as they used to. They still do, but they're much more reliable than they ever used to be. So we are able to get the 5 years out of them. And we also had a wrinkle fairly recently where some of the PCs wouldn't or couldn't run Windows 11. And Windows 11 is the only one that you could run. So we had some PCs last year that we had to replace a little bit out of cycle only because of that. There was some chip that you had to have. If you didn't have that chip, you couldn't do the Windows 11. And it was actually around security. So.
Good.
Motion approved.
Motion by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Neves. Any questions from the audience? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes,
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
item passes 4 in favor, 1 absent.
Thank you.
We have a public hearing at 10 a.m. So we have to wait, right?
You do have to wait for the public hearing, but you can skip ahead if you want and do board member reports and curious portion. It's up to you.
Okay. We'll move on now. We got to be back here at 10 no matter what we do. So we'll do board member announcements and reports. Supervisor Neves.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On Tuesday, the 21st, the Kings County First Five Commission held a meeting, received and accepted all of the fiscal audits and reviewed all the reports and learned a little bit more about Kettleman City FRC. Housing Authority had a meeting on the 22nd, reviewed all the receipts and expenditures and write-offs and authorized the fiscal audit of the retirement plan. And then on the 22nd, the Public Transit Agency had a meeting and discussed the change orders on the transit center. It's almost done, so hopefully this will be the last change orders through that department. And we're going to try to go back to the original architect for some of these items that should have been picked up. Also approved Keller Williams to be the broker for the process of selling excess property. And then discussed and approved the contract with College of Sequoias. That's been a project for quite a few years, and it's worked out well training new writers. The Association of Governments also held a meeting on the 22nd, reviewed the Title VI program, overall work program amendment for the current fiscal year 25-26, the public participation plan, and then area-wide planning review was denied for several reasons. And the finance director revised job spec and salary was reviewed and approved as well. On the October 23rd, the AT&T groundbreaking event at Kettleman City was held along with the 2025 public safety event in Kettleman City Park. I do want to thank John Devlin and his wife, Evan Jones, Jim Kilner, Richard Fagundes, and my wife preparing 800 hot dogs in the event in right about 45 minutes. I'm not sure how many of them they dropped, but I think they were all consumed. I do want to thank the Kings County Fire Department for an outstanding job. John Wilson, thank you very much, as well as Public Works, the Health Department, IT. I got a flu shot. I didn't even feel it, and there was no blood on the Band-Aid, and so I'm not even sure I got one, but I guess I put it down anyway. And then we left there a little bit early to attend the Ceremony Museum Mixer that was held on Thursday evening, another event with great food and fellowship from all of the folks there. It still amazes me how people have lived in the community all their life and never been to that museum and never understood it was there, but at least they were there and showed up for that night. Continue to announce volleyball at Lemoore College, and also tipped off the 2025-26 women's basketball season on Saturday, the 25th. Attended the Halloween event in downtown Lemoore on Saturday, the 25th. A lot of kids, a lot of good costumes, a lot of good participation. Certainly want to thank, and I don't know if that was a Downtown Merchants or who that was that did that. So Parks and Rec, they did a great job. Thank you. And then on Saturday night, the Carnegie Museum held an event at the Civic, very well attended, and a lot of good, another evening of good food. Attended the Knights of Columbus breakfast at MIQ on Sunday. Also picked up spaghetti at the Sons of Italy dinner at the Fraternal Hall. I think they were down a little bit, but in their heyday, I think they did about 800, and I think now they're doing 550 or so. So still a pretty good event. Went to the Palace Community Breakfast on Monday, the 27th, and the community event was to support the Links for Life, and they were there. Lot of good communication and again another food. I overloaded my food calorie. I think I figured it out though. I think I'm good until about the 15th of November. I don't have to eat anymore. The Behavioral Health Board had a meeting yesterday, and we talked about the data notebook and discussed all the updates on the program. And again, certainly want to thank, as Ken alluded, we do have 10 members, and we did, Michael Day was attended for his first time coming back, but unfortunately, we're going to lose another member either in December or January. So we always gain one and lose one sometimes. So we're still not up to the full strength. And then last night, the Kings County Historical Society had a meeting. They had the couple of small engines there, antique small engines. It was very informative, very nice event, and certainly want to thank the Historical Society. And then since first time since 2019, the Armona schools will be walking through the Commission on Aging on Halloween. Unfortunately, we have costume judging and office judging here, but they do either want your money or your candy. So if you can do that, there's about 650 kids from the Armona School District that will be walking through that Commission on Aging. And that used to be a real fun event and used to have a lot of fun at it. Gonna miss it this year, but it's a great event. So with that, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Supervisor Valley.
As you know, when I started, got hired by the tribe in 1996, and I went to my first community breakfast. You've been going out there since.
Oh, no, yeah.
That's first time I saw you, because I remember I asked. I said, "Hey, who's that guy?" And they said, "Oh, he's a county supervisor." And I remember saying, "What the hell is a county supervisor?" True story.
I still see the cook, and because she said, "Is there anything I can do better?" And I said, "You can add biscuits and gravy." And so they've had biscuits and gravy.
It's a good, delicious breakfast, man. Salmon and everything in the morning. Mr. Chair, yes, the Kettleman event got the flu shot as well. I know you're probably going to talk about the broadband project. That was good. Good feedback from the community. Other than that, anyone stay up till midnight last night watching the Dodger game?
Was there a game?
Oh, yeah. I think that's why everybody's tired and slightly hungover. That was a nervous game, man. So, good game. I think that's about all I have, Mr. Chair. I'll be absent next week. I'll be in Detroit with some Marine Corps buddies celebrating the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps.
Very good.
Be back after that.
Supervisor Robinson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's see, last Wednesday, Housing Authority Supervisors. Then Thursday, I too attended the Kettleman City Broadband Kickoff and the community event. Thank you to Chairman Verboon's leadership. That's a big deal out there. Tone Consulting, AT&T. So they tell me the last mile now is starting, and it should take about a year to complete. So big deal for Kettleman City. Thanks to Supervisor Neves and Supervisor Fagundes, Evan Jones, John Devlin for cooking. Everyone was fed well, and it was a great event. A lot of attendance. I think when the sun went down, the real party started. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Yeah, the attendance was very good at the public safety event in Kettleman City. So we started at 4 with AT&T, and so at 880 homes will have the last mile of broadband brought to their homes. That's a big deal because that takes a lot of work, a lot of money. PUC donated a big pot of funding, and then KT&T matched it, so no cost to the residents that live there. We identified some funding also to cover the cost of hookup to some of the underprivileged people, so that's exciting. We also going to do a groundbreaking today at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock at the Island Fire Station. We got about 3,100 homes out there. That's not AT&T, that's Comcast, but the head of PUC will be out there. Comcast will be out there, and so we'll do a ribbon cutting or groundbreaking for that event too. And so once we get the final mile covered and all the areas in between the cities and the final mile will be connected in time. So it's I've been working on it for about 15 years and it's finally very, very stressful, you have to have a lot of patience, but I'm glad it worked out. Also, I was on KMJ radio on Sunday morning, talk on Sunday Morning Matters, talking about our state of the county, and then our upcoming rebranding for the Amtrak San Joaquin to be called the Gold Runner. And then yesterday I was in Stockton for giving a speech for a retirement for our manager that spent 30 years running Ace Train and Amtrak San Joaquin. So that was a big deal as well. At this time, I'll turn it over to staff update and reports. Yes, sir. And I got a flu shot too. I didn't see Rusty get one.
I got a flu shot too.
All right.
Yeah, I did see your Sunday conversation with Alex on. I watched. I had to text him to correct the record because he asked you.
He didn't put down what I said about you. I don't know.
No, he asked you a question about me. He said, "Did the Kardashians when did they start sending their toxic waste?" And you said, "Yeah, it's going to Avenel." So I had to text him and say, "No, that's wrong. They didn't win. And we're not getting none of their toxic waste."
No, I said it was just the rubble.
Rubble.
Yeah, just rubble. Yeah, I said that.
Pull up the screen. Go to YouTube. No, you did it. I had to text that man.
No, it says rubble. Yeah, I was careful because I did say that Kim Waste was receiving some of the waste material, but the toxic stuff. But I go, that's what we do. That's what it's there for. And I said, Valley, all he wanted was a kiss from the cheek from one of the Kardashians, and he didn't get that. You tell me that you wouldn't. Yeah. All right. All right. At this stage, we're going to go to staff updates and reports.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I would like to call Captain John Wilson. He's going to give an update on the Kettleman event last week. I want to take a moment while he walks up here to recognize Mr. Wilson. 2 weeks ago, we had the Fire Service Awards. So Mr. Wilson just hit his 10-year with Kings County. So I just wanted to take a moment to recognize because he was not here to get his certificate.
Good job.
Hey, good morning. Thank you, CAO Martinez, Chairman, members of the board. My name is John Wilson, Fire Captain, Kings County Fire. I had the privilege of coordinating the public safety event this year in Kettleman. So just give you an update on how it went. You were there, but it was good. First, I'd like to start with the AT&T groundbreaking. I'd like to thank AT&T first off for being real diligent with us and tying it together. And I think it worked out real well, the transition, and everything was done really well. Additionally, AT&T did donate $1,500 to our Kings County Firefighter Association. So I'd like to thank them for that. And that money will be going into our charity account for public outreach and education later on. Approximate attendance for this year's event was approximately 250 to 300 residents. It's always hard with something like this as people come and go to get a really accurate count, but I concur. I believe the turnout was really good this year, including the AT&T event, the residents and all the participants. I believe there's well over 400 people there at certain times. This year, fire department ran it. This first time I've ever actually been to it, so that worked out. Our top priority in the fire department, as with all of us on something like this, was safety. We had plans in place in case something occurred. However, happy to say that no incidents were reported, no medical emergency, nothing like that. So I applaud everybody there for making it a safe environment. I'd
I
also
gave John a dull knife. That's why.
Oh.
I didn't give him a sharp knife. He had the dull one.
I just, on that note, I'd like to thank American Ambulance. They did have an ambulance out there for us on standby with paramedics on it. So that's awesome. The health department and Project Wingspan, they gave out a total of 78 flu vaccines. Something I was excited about this year. We tried doing the years past, but logistically it was hard. We had a full car seat check event this year. And we did 7 car seats in that time. Out of those 7, the misuse rate was 100%. So not one was right. So, and car seats are actually hard. So I could contest to that. But so that we at least have 7 safe car seats out there now. Also, I'd like to thank, as far as a car seat event, Sit Right CPS is a nonprofit that was started by two Lindsay police officers. They drove all the way from Lindsay to assist with that event. So I'd like to really thank them for that. As far as participants go, we had about 20 booths there. So that I feel that was really good. I try to get a kind of how many staff hours from the county. From those that reported was 286 so far. So to me, what that shows is the commitment from the county towards this event every year that we do. Last couple items here. I'd like to thank the sponsors. Tachi really stepped up again and donated 800 hot dogs and everything with it. Waste Management, Bomb Henry out there was awesome. Provided a lot of raffle prizes. And Delana Farms, excuse me, donated onions and gift cards again. Mid Valley Disposal donated the portable restroom and trash cans. And also I'd like to thank our Kings County Firefighter Association for stepping up and donating as well. And then lastly, just to thank people that helped out. Supervisor Neves, thank you for you and your wife and your team out there cooking. That worked out awesome. Great setup. The county admin, county staff, I'd like to thank ACO Michael Powers. Anytime I'd call, he called right back, and it was really good. The Kettleman City Community Service District, they helped out tremendously with the park setup. Public Works, County Roads, IT. Brian was out there doing our stuff all afternoon, so I appreciate that. So that's what I have. I appreciate the opportunity to do this, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them for you.
No, thank you very much. Any questions?
No, just make sure you write all that down because we're gonna do it again next year.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Thank you.
Well, good job.
The sheriff's department was there too, but you know, I think those guys all wanted to be firemen when they were kids.
So next I have board correspondence. So the board received two separate letters dated both October 17th regarding Jones Hall regarding the elementary school district and Layton Unified School District general obligation bond elections taking place on November 5th. The board received correspondence dated October 3rd from the California Board of State Community Corrections regarding the completion of the 25-26 comprehensive inspection of the Kings County Sheriff's Office. The board received Proposition 65 report from the Department of Public Health dated October 23rd regarding the incident that took place at intersection of Highway 33 and 7th Avenue in Avenel, where the traffic collision caused oil and solid waste spill on Highway 33. The board also received correspondence from the state controller dated October 6th regarding an award to the finance department on the county financial transaction reporting for fiscal year and date June 30th. So Eric did not let me know that, and that's why he has his head down about the award. So great job there. Upcoming events, the Comcast broadband ground ceremony will take place today, October 28th at 3:30 at Fire Station 6. We will also have a groundbreaking ceremonies this week. So we have two Hanford branch libraries tomorrow at 10 a.m. and Lemoore branch library is this Thursday, October 30th at 10 a.m. Both groundbreaking ceremonies will take place outside in front of each library entrance. So for Hanford, it's at downtown, not at the new relocated sites. Just want to clarify that point. District Attorney's Office will be hosting the Rock and Purple Luncheon, highlighting the importance of domestic violence awareness. The event will take place tomorrow from 11:30 to 1 p.m. It's open to the public. No ticket purchases are necessary, and the DA is here if you have additional questions. The Santa Rosa Rancheria will be hosting the Halloween Carnival this Friday, October 31st through Sunday, November 2nd. It is open to the public from 4 to 10 p.m. Kings County, in partnership with the California Blood Center, will be hosting the South Valley Battle for Badges drive next week, November 4th through the 6th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. each day here on our government center. There is some big prizes. I believe they're giving tickets to Fresno State and a Raiders game tickets if you participate. The Rotary Club of Lemoore invites the board to attend its annual crab feed on Saturday, November 8th from 6 to 9. Tickets are $90 and proceeds will support local projects. For upcoming agenda items, the following agenda items are for November 4th. We are dark November 11th. Administration has two items: a public hearing regarding the master fee schedule that we brought last week at the study session, and also a study session on special districts for community service district. My apologies, that's actually going to take place on November 18th. Behavioral health has an item regarding subcontractor release assignment for mobile crisis. CDA has an item on planning commission actions and consideration of changes to the Kings County Development Code. Election has the ordinance for the electric filing that took place today, and HR has 2 items on disregard. Those items will be moved to the 18th. HSA has 2 items: an adoption month proclamation and transition and housing round 7 navigation and maintenance program. The library has 1 item on a temporary closure to the Hanford and Corcoran libraries, and public guardian has 1 item regarding Operation Greenlight. That concludes my report. That was a lot. Thank you.
Very good.
Scott, do you have any updates on Veterans Day stuff at the tank? Or I know the parade's in Lemoore on the 11th, but any other events going on in Kings County, you know?
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Scott Hulla, Public Guardian Veteran Service Officer. So number 1 caveat is that this is off the top of my head. So
Okay, yeah, no, that's
the top of my head is not as good as it used to be, but maybe it's better than it once was. Yes, so there are, I'll start time-wise, and these 2 events are actually starting simultaneously. VFW Post 5869 will have their Veterans Festival down at the Civic. That starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, runs till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There will be various vendors there. I believe, but I'm not positive, that they're going to have the ROTC units. I usually say NJ units, but the ROTC units, the junior ones, from around the schools for a competition down there. They'll have other vendors. They typically have a band down there. So would invite everyone to come out and take part in that. Our office will be down there. We'll have our pop-up and our booth set up as usual. Starting at the same time, American Legion Post 3 in Hanford will be hosting their annual Veterans Day ceremony down at the tank at the Hanford Cemetery. That starts off at 10 o'clock. We are still looking for a speaker for that event. I've been through, I don't know, 5 or 6 different people from out at the base trying to find somebody. So I'm still looking for somebody helping them out to find a speaker for that event. And then, of course, there is the parade in Lemoore that starts at 6 p.m. And that's a collaboration between American Legion Post 100 and the city of Lemoore. I'm not sure if there's anything. Is there anything going on in Corcoran on Veterans Day?
First off, Saturday, the 8th, Vice Mayor Pat Nolan has her annual veterans dinner. This year it's going to be a lunch show at the TLC. So veterans are invited free. Bring their family, come have a good meal. It's always a good meal. Trying to get a tradition going at the 5 Pillars of Freedom. Corcoran does a Memorial Day ceremony. It's always at the cemetery. Last year, I just put something on social media, and we had a bunch of veterans come out, and we brought roses, and they came and they laid roses on the statues of their respective branch. And so we'll probably do something like that, but I'll post something here pretty soon.
Very nice. And if you need assistance from our office, I'll volunteer Cody for that.
All right. Okay.
Absolutely.
Her that was her husband who went on the honor flight with us?
Yes. Yeah. He's my counterpart in Fresno County.
He came up to me I think we were at the World War II Memorial when he came up to me, introduced himself, and got to talk. See one?
He's a combat veteran himself.
Yes, sir.
Not a Marine, but we'll forgive him for that.
Well, we can't all be
Can't all aspire to be sea service.
You know how that goes.
Understand.
Which reminds November 10th is Marine Corps official birthday, and we'll talk about that later.
Yes, it is. Ton Tavern.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Very good. Do you want to do talk about closed session now, or wait till we actually go?
We can do it now.
Okay. So closed session will be outlined by council.
Government Code Section 54957.6, conference with labor negotiators, agency designated representatives, Kyria Martinez, Carolyn Lease, Che Johnson of Lieber Cassidy Whitmore, employee organizations, general and supervisor units, CLOSIA, blue collar, SEIU, detention deputies, firefighters, deputies, sheriffs, probation officers, prosecutors associations, and unrepresented management. And I'll turn it back to the chair for any public comment.
Okay. Any comments from the public? Okay, we'll go and take about a 5-minute recess and come back at 11 o'clock for our public hearing. Thank you. Okay, we're back live again. And we will go to public hearing. And we have item A, community development. And we have Chuck Kinney. No, we don't. We have Sheila Hernandez. Morning, Sheila. How are you today?
Hi. So my name is,
She can hear us in there.
so good morning, Chairman and Supervisors. My name is Sheila Hernandez, planner with the Community Development Agency, here to present the annual implementation of Government Code Section 51244B regarding modification of the Williamson Act program. In 1969, the Kings County implemented the California Land Conservation Act program, also known as the Williamson's Act. This act provides property tax relief to agricultural landowners who voluntarily agree to devote their land to long-term commercial, agriculture use through a land conservation 10-year contract or a farmland security zone 20-year contract. After 2009 and 2010, state budget cuts all but eliminated subvention funding. Senate Bill 863 offered $10 million in subvention funds to be allocated to counties implementing a temporary program that recaptured a portion of foregone tax revenue by decreasing the Williamson Act contract terms by 10%. Doing this will also allow landowners to retain 90% of the reduced tax benefit. AB 1265 was enacted in July 2011 and amended Government Code Section 51244 to remove the previous expiration date and to allow jurisdictions to annually implement the reduced contract terms as necessary. In the past, the board has devoted to implement the contract reductions from 2011 through 2024, effective for calendar years 2012 through 2025. If the board chooses to implement this again, the county can recapture a portion of the foregone property tax revenue by decreasing Williamson Act contracts by 10%, but still allowing landowners to retain 90% of their reduced tax benefits. In addition to staff time, the cost of implementation would include an estimated $2,000 for the 2 notices sent to the landowners who are under contract. The implementation section of 51244B is categorically exempt from environmental review pursuant to California Environmental Act Quality, CEQA Guidelines Section 15317, Class 17, and none of the special circumstances in Section 15300.2 apply. Staff recommendations are conduct a public hearing to implement modifications to the California Land Conservation Williamson Act program, adopt a resolution authorizing the implementation of Government Code Section 51244B to reduce Williamson Act contract by 10%. Find that said implementation is exempt from environmental review under the California Environmental Quality Act. That concludes my presentation. We can answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the board? The only thing is, so we do this it's not every 10 years.
The implementation of the contracts?
Yeah.
It's annually. So every
year. So same thing we do every year.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions from the audience? Oh, at this time, we'll open a public hearing. Do we have any written comments?
I have not received any written correspondence and no speaker cards, and it doesn't appear anyone has their hand raised.
Anybody in the audience? Okay, we'll bring it back to the board, close public hearing. Motion by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Robinson. Any questions from the audience? No? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
All right.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
All in favor, one absent. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
Good job. And then at this time, we'll adjourn and be back here at 11 o'clock for IHSS. Thank you.